Hello there. My name is Alan Valdivia. Me and a couple people got the 1930s for a decades project in our history class today. So let's talk about it. During the 1930s, we had two presidents. The not so loved Herbert Hoover and the more loved Franklin Delano Roosevelt, or FDR for short.
My name is Aaron Ramos, and I'll be talking about some famous court cases during the 1930s and any amendments passed during the decade. In 1932, the court case Nixon versus Condon was a voting right case decided by the United States Supreme Court, which found the all-white Democratic Party primary in Texas was unconstitutional and prohibited the white primary. And in 1937, the court case West Coast Hotel Co. versus Parrish was a decision by the United States Supreme Court upholding the constitution of minimum wage legislation for women enacted by the state of Washington. And in 1938, the court case Lavelle versus City of Griffin is a United States Supreme Court case remarkable for its discussion of the requirement of persons to seek government sanction to distribute religious material. The 20th Amendment was ratified on January 23, 1933. The 20th Amendment moved the beginning and ending of the terms of President and Vice President from March 4th to January 20th, and members of Congress from March 4th to January 3rd. And the 21st Amendment was ratified on December 5th, 1933, and it repealed the 18th Amendment, which mandated nationwide the prohibition of alcohol. The Supreme Court ruled that it was not constitutional for a city to require such a sanction.
Well, no, that was a lot of words you just said, Aaron. Let me speak a bit, man. Okay, now if anybody knows anything about 1930s America, they'll know that the economy was greatly depressed. I mean, the economy was doing so bad that we call it the Great Depression. Now, aside from people's hopes and dreams all being simultaneously crushed at once, some things were doing alright. For example, this was the golden age of Hollywood. During the 1930s, classics like Bing Crosby, Louis Armstrong, and Frank Sinatra played.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Played during this time period. Also, actors and actresses started making a real name for themselves. A few examples we got are Shirley Temple.
And when I do, how would you like to be my crew?
Clark Gable and
Oh, Red.
and Wallace Beery.
That ain't just exactly a breather, be it, Jim?
Want to listen to some good old-fashioned music? A lot of the classical stuff was made during the 30s. Gone with the Wind.
I've waited longer for you than I've ever waited for any woman. Scarlett, kiss me. Kiss me once.
Wizard of Oz.
Of Oz, and Dorothy's strange journey to the Emerald City to find the wonderful Wizard of Oz himself.
King Kong. Dracula. Frankenstein.
It's alive. It's alive. It's moving. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
Snow White.
Take the apple, dear, and make a wish. It ain't no trick to get rich quick. If you dig, dig, dig with a shovel or a pick.
In a mine, in a mine, in a mine, in a mine. Why don't we do mine? We dig, 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 dig.
Hit the big screen in this time period. We also had the unemployment workers movement, where the people basically called for more government assistance because of the Great Depression and all. They were successful with President Roosevelt and the New Deal.
Well now, thank you Ulysses for all that info. Sounds like there were some diamonds and all that rough. I'll take it from here.
Men and women during this time were still experiencing different treatment when compared with each other. Women who were working were also expected to come home, make dinner, clean the house, and raise any and all kids in the family. Aside from that, these women who were working were getting paid half as much as men, no matter their capabilities. Along with the continuation of this inequality, there were many inventions that impacted the U.S. population. Revolutionary foods that would become American favorites were invented during this time were the chocolate chip cookie, instant coffee, and the Philly cheesesteak sandwich. More impactful, however, were the construction of the Empire State Building in 1931, the locomotive jet engine, and the discovery of nuclear fusion in 1938 by Otto Hahn, which would lead to the development of atomic bombs. Fashion during the 30s was neither scandalous nor expensive. During this time, those who would buy new clothing bought suits and trailblazers with very exaggerated shoulder pads, known as butterfly and banjo sleeves. But aside from that, if you did not have enough money to buy new suits, you would just reuse any clothing that you had. The artistic developments during this time, which included the regionalism, a type of rural realistic scene painting, the Harlem Renaissance, the American scene painting, and thus this concludes our presentation on the 1930s.